Authentic Thursday. So welcome. Join in with me today as I get all of this stuff squared away. Super happy to be here today. Come on in as I share this live. With you all. So today's topic is brave versus confident. And to just share some insight about being brave versus confident. Today is really all about getting rid of thinking. And actually, let's really dive into what being confident is versus what being brave is. This was on my heart to talk about a few weeks ago. And I didn't want to poll on it. I didn't want to ask for suggestions or anything of that nature. I kind of wanted just to dive into it and see what I could bring to you today from the heart, from the soul, from the mind. What I could bring to you today. So I'm so glad if you're here today. If you're here and you're watching me, just drop a hey girl so I can know who's tuned in. I'm so excited for you all to be here. I'll wait a couple more moments, but I just wanted to set the stage. You know, Authentic Thursdays are about me bringing you some authentic conversations about being real, about being genuine, and spreading a message to you to help inspire you in some facet of your life, and to bring some clarity, to bring some joy, to bring some creativity to you and your world and your life and your journey. And so if you're watching this, just say hey girl, hey Jew, hey girl. If you're watching this, just drop a hey girl, and I will definitely speak back to you. Share this live if you're watching live, and if you're watching the replay, which means you're not tuned in while it's live, let me know that in the comments. Let me know by saying I'm watching the replay, or hashtag replay. Let me know who's watching the replay. And if you're tuned in, don't forget to share this because this is going to be awesome. Hey Danica, make sure you share this. And so, yes, today we're talking about being brave versus being confident. And so if you catch me looking to the side, it's because I'm watching some comments. I'm also looking at some notes just to get clarity on. And I hope you really enjoy this message today. And really, it's not set up, it's not bullet pointed out, it's me having a conversation with you. So I really want us to be conversational. I want you to ask me questions. I want you to drop comments and say, yes, girl, you own it, or whatever you want to say. I would love for your interaction, your engagement, because that's what it's about. It's not about me knowing everything, but it's really about having a conversation with you that's genuine. And also, it's Inspired Bosses. If you don't know Inspired Bosses, please feel free to ask me any questions to know more about my brand. It's a new thing that I'm doing in 2020. Yes, during coronavirus, because I'm brave. And we can talk about that. So just to kind of set the mood and set the tone, I want to give a definition of what brave is. And brave is possessing or exhibiting courage or courageous endurance. And another word that really popped up was courage. So courage is really, really big as well. It's also making a fine appearance. A brave person, that's the noun of it. A warrior, especially among North American Indian tribes. It's also meaning to meet or face courageously, to defy, challenge, or dare. I really like those, you all. That is the meaning and the definition of being brave, right? So let's look at confident. And then we'll dive into both of them. So confident means having strong belief or full assurance, being sure of oneself, having no uncertainty about one's own abilities, correctness, successfulness, or just being self-confident, bold, excessively bold. And so let's just dive into that, right? So how many people actually knew that there may be a difference between brave and confident? I don't know why this came into my head to talk about, but I wanted to talk about it because if you look at the definition of brave, A brave person, a warrior. You know, the first person that came to mind when I was thinking about this was David. Was David really brave, or was he confident, or was he both? What was going on in his brain? What was going on in his mind? All right. Hey, everybody joining. Hey. Drop a comment and say, hey, girl, just to let me know you're here. So glad for you to be here. I see Raven Hall and Katie. What's up? And Quan, what's up for joining? So, a brave person, a warrior. So when I think about this, being brave, and how it relates to me in my life, I believe that I've not always been confident, but I've been brave in taking some steps toward goals and aspirations that I have for myself. Hey, Caleb. And so when I say that, it's like I was not always, when it comes to the definition of confident, I was not always sure of my abilities or sure of my capabilities. I wasn't always self-confident and bold or having a strong belief in myself. So I believe most of the time when I look back, it was more of me being brave. It was more of me being like, okay, I'm just going to take a moment of courage right here and get into this thing. I have this thing that's calling my name. It's people are saying I should do this. People are supporting me and cheering me on. And so I had a moment of being brave. Have you ever had a moment of like, I need to take a moment to be brave? I need to take a step in the direction of what is calling my name. So I see that we have some connection problems. Maybe if I get off the Wi-Fi, maybe that'll work. Okay, y'all, I'm back. I'm sorry, I think I had a connection problem. Hey, Coach Yana. So what I was saying was, if you missed out what I just said, I was talking about being brave, and I was saying how it relates to me in my life. I don't think that I've always been confident. I think that most times when I was going after goals and aspirations and things that people thought I could do, it was more so me just taking a moment and saying, I'm going to be courageous, I'm going to be brave, I'm going to take this step. Because I was not always confident in my own ability. I was not always confident in myself. And so when it talks about confidence, or I didn't always have that strong belief that I could do something. And so I really wanted to break that down today, because I believe some people may see even myself or others as just so confident, but that journey of confidence is definitely a struggle. It's definitely a difficult one. So I was asking if you've ever had a moment where you really weren't confident, meaning you didn't really have a strong belief. You didn't really believe in your own capabilities. If you had to have a moment of courage or bravery, drop a comment and say, yes, I had to have a moment of brave. I had to have a brave moment. Because I want to know, I want to make sure that this is relating to you in all ways as possible. And if I have to think about maybe just one time that I had to be brave, I think one time that I had to be brave was literally when I was trying out or competing for Miss Black Gibson County 2014. And how that translated into more confidence. So the year before, I failed miserably. And it was because I was not confident in my interview abilities. I was not confident in my singing abilities. I was not confident in the way that I walked and graced the stage. So all those moments really built me up. All those brave moments, all those moments of making a decision to say, hey, we're gonna be brave today, really set me up to be more confident in my ability, to have a stronger belief in my ability. And that came not from only me taking those steps, but I had a support system who was there to say, hey, you're good at this, and we can get better at this. And so being confident requires you to know that you do have the ability, but you have to progress in your confidence to know that your ability is worth you having that brave moment to take a step forward. And so how this relates to David, I believe that David See, David had brave moments before he fought Goliath or before he slayed Goliath. So his brave moments was when he was, battling with the bear and the lion. Nobody saw him doing this, but he was doing it. And I'm pretty sure he just didn't wake up and say, hey, I'm going to fight a lion today. Hey, I'm going to fight a bear today. No, nobody does that. I mean, I don't do that. I don't wake up and say, hey, I'm going to fight a dog today, or I'm going to fight off a polar bear. Well, I can't fight a polar bear because, they're not even around Tennessee anyway, but you get my point, right? So he didn't wake up and say, I'm going to fight this bear. But when the opportunity presented itself, he decided, which was a destiny decision, to be brave. He decided to be brave and to take on that giant at the moment. And so leading up to that, leading all those moments, all those destiny moments or destiny decisions to be brave, led him to the moment where he had to face Goliath. And it wasn't only on his confidence alone. See, David had a different kind of confidence. And when you tap into this type of confidence, then you're definitely not only just believing in yourself, but the person or the spirit or the higher power that you serve, which is God. So he was all like, man, basically he telling Goliath, like, what you doing? Like, is everybody scared to fight him? Oh, I'll take him out. And, they tried to give him, different things to fight him with, a sword and all this other crap. And David was like, he had to go back in his mind and say, I remember those brave destiny decisions that I made back when I was fighting the lion and the bear. And I didn't use no sword. I didn't use a sword and a shield and all that type of stuff, or no armor. I used my hands. I used what was around me. I used what I was confident in, the abilities that I presented myself in those brave destiny decisions and moments. And so when it was time to fight Goliath, he was like, yeah, I don't know about this. So let's just make this relatable, right? So has there ever been a time where somebody wanted you to do something and you were like, no, I'm not really feeling that. I've never done it that way. I've always won or succeeded with this, with this in my hand or with this type of tool. I'm not really used to that type of tool. So he was confident in what he had, and it wasn't all about, okay, me having some new shiny armor to kill somebody with, but it was more so about I'm confident in my abilities from the past. I'm looking back on my past and I'm gaining confidence from that, but my confidence also comes from God, because without God in those destiny brave decision moments, then I wouldn't be here at this moment just ready to face Goliath and take him down with my bare hands. So he was like, no, I'm not used to that. I'm going to use some stones. So when I thought about this comparison between brave and confident, I couldn't help but to think about David. And sometimes I know that, you may be watching this live or watching the replay, that you may have some moments where you have to make a decision whether you're going to be brave. And maybe you've already made those decisions to be brave, and now it's the time to realize that you're very capable and to have confidence in your capabilities, to have a strong belief in your capabilities, because not just from yourself but from God. Like, literally the source is God. So not only just believing in myself and saying, hey, I know I'm capable of this or I have this ability, but how can I still use what I've always used to still win the fight that I want to win? And so really today is all about getting rid of this thinking that you're not confident, that you're not brave, because you very well are. Everything that you've faced up until this moment has made you brave, has made you courageous, and it should propel you to confidence. It should propel you to self-confidence, but also God confidence. Call it Godfidence, you know what I'm saying? So it's not about, whether or not you have the education, whether or not you have the connection, whether or not you have the friendship, whether or not you have the almost all the tools that you need, because honestly, use what you've been using. Use what you've been using to fight. Use what you've been using to win. Look back over your life and say, hey, what did I use at the moment of that brave decision What was I using at the time? It doesn't have to be shiny. I know for me in my personal entrepreneur journey, I don't have a whole office beautiful setup. What am I using? I'm using my phone, my laptop. Sometimes doesn't want to work, but I'm using what I have, and I'm using the resources that I have, because once I use those things, it helps me be confident that I can, once I get to that other place, it's not here yet. I can't get caught up in the future, but once I get in the space of saying, hey, I'm going to use what I have. I'm going to look back over my life and say, I was brave here, so I can use that bravery here, and it helps me develop that confidence, then I can do this. And really just take the time to visualize and close your eyes and say, if you're driving, don't do this. But if you're sitting at home and you're in front of the television, if you're in your bed, if you're walking outside, if you're about to pull up to the house, you just got some food and you're trying to tune into my live, you know, I want you to really just sit here for this about 5, 10, 15 seconds and visualize the moments that you were brave. Visualize the moments that really made you connect to a deeper sense of self, really made you connect to a higher sense of a source that you can't even tap into unless you're connected to God. Think about those moments when you almost gave up, but you decided to be brave in that moment, which was a destined decision to do. And then relate that to how you can be confident in your ability to move forward. Relate that to how you can be confident in your ability to get the connections you need. Relate that to the confidence in your ability to have a strong belief that you can do this. A lot of the reasons why we defeat ourselves is because we have stinking thinking. And I can honestly say I've had stinking thinking, and I still do. It's a journey. But it takes 10 positive thoughts just to remove one negative thought. Let me tell you, it doesn't take long for negativity to just go everywhere, right? Y'all know this. People, you know, share fights and crazy stuff all day long, but for someone who's doing something like this that I'm doing, most of the time, you know, it's not always the first thing people want to share. Even when it comes to Memphis, people most of the time want to share all the crime, but they miss what's going on that's good in the city, you know? It can cause people to always have negative thoughts about a certain thing. And so for me, I've not always thought good about myself. Can you believe? And if you agree with this, just drop in the comments and say, girl, yeah, I've been there. But I'm going to share a story with you that I was not always brave, you all. I was not always confident. And there was a lot of decisions that I made that were basically just the manifestation of stinking thinking. I was dating people who did not really help me see my value or my worth. So I used to feel like I really didn't have any value. I used to feel like I didn't have anything to give to the world at some point in time. But it was because of my support system and because I leaned on God that I look back over my life and say, hey, you deserve more than this. If you deserve more than what you're basically allowing in your life right now, say, hashtag, drop in the comments, I deserve more. Say it with me, I deserve more. I really want you to look back over your life and say, look at how many times you've won. That's success. That's the mindset that I want you to take in with you every day that you get up in the morning and you're facing something. Say, I've won this many times before. I survived 100% of my worst days. So today, I'm winning. Even if I do have to face Goliath, I'm going to face him with the same tools and beat him and conquer him with the same tools that I've always conquered him with. And Goliath can look different. First, in David's life, it was a lion, it was a bear. Then it was a man who everybody was scared of. So I really want to just really hone in on getting rid of stinking thinking. And how do we do that? We pray. We go look and research for people like me who are doing what I'm doing to help inspire you. We distort our reality. Our reality may say one thing about us and our abilities or where we're going in life. But when you dream and when you get into yourself and you say, these are the things that's calling my name. These are the things that are whispering my name that I need to do. And how do you know that you can't conquer that or win that if you never tap into believing in yourself? You guys, one of the keys to having a mindset of success, and success, like I've already told you all in some of my older videos, success is what you define it as. It's really what you define it as. And so, tapping into that and always giving yourself that ability. Find a story. I challenge you today to find a story where you had to be brave. Think about that story. Write it down. How did it make you feel? What was going on? Were you standing up? Were you sitting down? Were you fighting? What were you doing in this moment that you were brave? Go back in your mind and actually visualize and write that moment down, because that can be one key that you think about in the morning that unlocks every door to every day when you're struggling to find confidence in yourself, when you're struggling to find belief in yourself, when you're struggling to find beauty within yourself, when you're struggling to find the connections that you need, when you're struggling to find the resources that you need. Think about that moment when you had to be brave. Think about that moment when you had to say, this is what I'm going to do regardless of what my reality is showing me at the moment. So be brave, be confident, find that confidence, because it is that one thing. It is those things that have made you who you are, and you can win. That's that mindset I want you to take. I want you to tap into those moments when you had to have a destiny brave moment. And remember that moment and take that moment with you. If that's the only thing that fuels you to your success, then by all means, let that moment fuel you. Because nobody can take that moment away from you. Nobody can take that experience away from you. And if you continue to hold on to that, if you continue to fuel your own tank with that experience that is going to propel you to each moment of success that you have, I promise you that success won't be a problem for you. And I'm teaching you how to manifest, you all. I'm literally teaching you how to manifest a life of success that you see fit for yourself. I'm teaching you the things that I do in my personal life. I write things down. I visualize them. I take the time to dream about them. I take the time to really get specific about what I want. I really get specific about, I become self-aware. I say, hey, I'm lacking confidence in this area. Do you know that it takes some confidence to get on live and talk to you all with no response, or maybe a little response? But you know, I don't do it for that. I do it because I know this is what is calling me. I know this is what is whispering in my mind. Hey Jordan, hey Auntie Shonda, hey Talisa, hey y'all for watching. That's what's calling me in my mind. If you're watching the replay, I want you to drop in there, I deserve more. If you're watching right now live, drop in the comments and say, I deserve more. I want you to tap into that, because that's what's going to fuel you. That's what's going to fuel you. And you all, so I do want to let you all on a little secret. I'm done for the day of talking about bravery versus confidence. I want to let you all know that I'm going to be launching some really cool stuff soon. And if you have some suggestions, or, you know, I'm going to be hosting a live webinar, launching some challenges and some courses that are going to be definitely specific about confidence and building oneself and manifestation and maturation, because I believe that we need to get rid of stinking thinking. And so if you're up for it, if you're looking forward to me dropping some hot new material for you to just really have a successful life in whatever area you choose, we can talk more about that. But I'm definitely working on some things and getting excited about it. The brand, the business, the impact, the influence, it's all a part of the plan, you all. So just to let you on insight, I'm definitely thinking about a confidence webinar and breaking that down. Also, for some beginner entrepreneurs, I want something for you all, and women specifically, I want something for you all for confidence, for faith in yourself and believing in yourself. So it's coming soon. I hope you all can get excited about it for sure. And I just want to say one last thing is remind yourself of who you are, and remind yourself of all the victories that you've had in your life. Because if you don't, sometimes we get in this present moment and we forget how victorious we really are. So fuel yourself with that victory. Go back in your mind and say, hey, I won here, I won there, I won there. I maybe could have did something different here, but use the tools that you've always been using to win, because that's the key. That's the key to having a brave and living a brave life. That's the key to having a confident life and believing in yourself and tapping into a sense of being, a sense of oneself that is sometimes hard to find in the present when we're looking at the future. Hey Carrie, hey Takara, hey Braxton, what's up y'all? Drop in the comments, I deserve more, because that's what I'm talking about, bravery versus confidence. Tap into those things, y'all. Visualize those moments. Write those goals down. Write those success moments down. Write it down. Write it down. I can't stress that enough. Write it down and start to form some belief in yourself, because that's going to take you. When everybody else may not be believing in you, you have to believe in yourself every day, every morning. It's about you believing in yourself. And so that's all I have for today. I'm so thankful for you all joining in. I'll be here next week with another series. I'm going to have a guest speaker. His name is Jeremy Berry. He's written a book. He's doing some amazing things with his brand called Believer's Breed. He's my cousin, and so I'm excited to have him on. And you guys, you don't want to miss this, because this conversation is going to be amazing. This conversation is going to be what you need. It's for the men and the women, okay? It's for the men and the women, and specifically the Black community, because I know those are the people that are tuning into my content. But if you're not even Black, and you're not African American, or whatever the case may be, you should still tune in, because it's going to be some very important information that we're going to share with you all, and I cannot wait. Stay tuned for my launching some courses, some webinars, and some virtual challenges, and all of that free stuff going on. I can't wait to impact you. I can't wait to influence you. Thank you for joining, and I'll talk to you soon. And remember, be inspired.